Two things are infinite, the universe and human stupidity, and I'm not sure about the universe. There are only two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. I am enough of an artist to draw freely upon my imagination. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. I speak to everyone in the same way, whether he is the garbage man or the president of the university. When you are courting a nice girl, an hour seems like a second. When you sit on a red-hot cinder, a second seems like an hour. That's relativity. A human being is a part of the whole called by us universe. A part limited in time and space. He experiences himself, his thoughts and feeling as something separated from the rest, a kind of optical delusion of his consciousness. This delusion is a kind of prison for us, restricting us to our personal desires and to affection for a few persons dearest to us. Our task must be to free ourselves from this prison by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature in its beauty. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existence. One cannot help but be in awe when he contemplates the mysteries of eternity, of life, of the marvelous structure of reality. It is enough if one tries merely to comprehend a little of this mystery each day. The world as we have created it is a process of our thinking. It cannot be changed without changing our thinking. Once you can accept the universe as matter expanding into nothing, that is something, wearing stripes with plaid comes easy. I know not with what weapons World War III will be fought, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. If I were not a physicist, I would probably be a musician. I often think in music. I live my daydreams in music. I see my life in terms of music. Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. The world is a dangerous place to live, not because of the people who are evil, but because of the people who don't do anything about it. Whoever is careless with the truth in small matters cannot be trusted with important matters. When you trip over love, it is easy to get up, but when you fall in love, it is impossible to stand again. The pursuit of truth and beauty is a sphere of activity in which we are permitted to remain children all our lives. The woman who follows the crowd will usually go no further than the crowd. The woman who walks alone is likely to find herself in places no one has ever been before. We dance for laughter, we dance for tears, we dance for madness. We dance for fears, we dance for hopes, we dance for screams. We are the dancers. We create the dreams. It would be possible to describe everything scientifically, but it would make no sense. It would be without meaning. as if you described a Beethoven symphony as a variation of wave pressure. We all know that light travels faster than sound. That's why certain people appear bright until you hear them speak. Our task must be to free ourselves by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature and its beauty. Imagination is more important than knowledge, for knowledge is limited to all we now know and understand, while imagination embraces the entire world and all there ever will be to know and understand. The most incomprehensible thing about the world is that it is at all comprehensible. Reading, after a certain age, diverts the mind too much from its creative pursuits. Any man who reads too much and uses his own brain too little falls into lazy habits of thinking. Student, Dr. Einstein, aren't these the same questions as last year's physics final exam, Dr. Einstein? Yes, but this year the answers are different. It has become appallingly obvious that our technology has exceeded our humanity. From the standpoint of daily life, however, there is one thing we do know, that we are here for the sake of each other, above all for those upon whose smile and well-being our own happiness depends, and also for the countless unknown souls with whose fate we are connected by a bond of sympathy. Many times a day I realize how much my own outer and inner life is built upon the labors of my fellow men, both living and dead, and how earnestly I must exert myself in order to give in return as much as I have received. Few people are capable of expressing with equanimity opinions which differ from the prejudices of their social environment. Most people are incapable of forming such opinions. Do not worry about your difficulties in mathematics. I can assure you mine are still greater. If there is any religion that could respond to the needs of modern science, it would be Buddhism. If people are good only because they fear punishment and hope for reward, then we are a sorry lot indeed. My religion consists of a humble admiration of the illimitable superior spirit who reveals himself in the slight details we are able to perceive with our frail and feeble mind. The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious. It is the source of all true art and all science. He to whom this emotion is a stranger, who can no longer pause to wonder and stand wrapped in awe, is as good as dead. His eyes are closed. Life is a preparation for the future, and the best preparation for the future is to live as if there were none. I believe in intuitions and inspirations. I sometimes feel that I am right. I do not know that I am.